the person that looked at her was like, it blinked, but it like blinked sideways instead of like up and down. Like, oh, okay,
yep.
all right.
Yep, I'd be off the plane too, dude. I'd be off the plane too.
Recorded live from Studio 12A in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to the Josh and Friends Podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the Josh and Friends Podcast. I am your host. My name is Josh. And this week, Brother Andy returns for another edition of the Matlock Check-In. And we'll be discussing details of our recent trip to Wisconsin, as well as Snoop Dogg's new fast food item at Jack in the Box, a review of Busch Light's new peach-flavored beer, and the hottest new trend taking over the TikTok world with the Rich Falls Shoutout Game. So let's get right into this and help me welcome back to the program. He is my brother, Mr. Andy Matlock.
Andy Matlock. What's up, man?
Yeah, let's go.
How you doing?
Doing all right.
Got your beer in hand? Oh,
Let's go.
What are you drinking?
Little push mower Pilsner. Oh, and there's my finger I smashed in Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, and then a bee stung me. And then a bee stung me right here yesterday, and my whole hand is swollen. Jeez.
Wow, man, you're taking a beating.
I know.
You're taking a beating,
really.
Sunburns
and
yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that. Yeah. So
yeah, God, ow.
The reason I had to have you on is because we just got back from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Trip to Wisconsin, and it was primarily to visit Grandpa.
Yeah.
Who just recently turned 94 years old.
So crazy.
94.
Yeah.
That's like that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Right? That's a lot of life.
So, yeah. So I thought we would, kind of like discuss some things that happened in Wisconsin and do a little, kind of like a little recap of that. And also some other stories that they're going on in the news here. So, first off, Andy, I want to talk about the house that we stayed in.
Yeah.
And the rules. Did you like the rules, Andy?
The rules.
What'd you think of the rules? So, okay, all right. So basically, we stayed at this kind of like an Airbnb kind of deal,
yeah.
right? Yeah. And we get there, and there's like this like just 2 pages of rules, right? So I kind of wrote down, and we're kind of like I kind of wrote down like the rules. So basically what I did is I broke it down into reasonable rules and questionable rules.
There was a lot of reasonable rules. But yeah, and just the signs all over the house too. That added to it. You're just like every time you took a step somewhere, you're like, oh gosh, wait, am I breaking the rules?
Oh yeah, especially me. I'm like, oh god, yeah, and it made me feel like
I walked out here with my coffee. Oh no,
yeah, it made me feel like there was like cameras on us or something. I was like, these are like a lot of rules to be broken here. So I'm looking around. I'm like, what could be a camera in here? There could be a lot of cameras in here actually.
And they did have cameras outside. They did have cameras outside. I know. It's the first thing I looked at. I was like,
yeah. Kind of creepy, kind of weird, right? But it's a cool place. Yeah. It's right on the lake, right?
Yes,
it's
awesome.
It's also one of these kind of deals where I keep hearing these people talk about how hotels are making a comeback because of this kind of deal, where you have all these rules and fees, and the cost is like rising so high with these Airbnbs. So I get it, and because with the hotel you don't have to fucking do anything. You just fucking go in there. You can fucking trash.
It's like a lot of things when these new services and products whatever come out, and everybody is like, it's really cool at the beginning, like all the just stuff that
Uber.
used to not have ads, or just all these things that they start piling on, just
I remember like Uber was amazing when you first.
Right?
and like Uber Eats and all these things were like, now they just like, oh, you're not going to tip me beforehand? Rejected. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It's like,
so you tip,
yeah,
like, after,
it creates different problems. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So this place, 2 pages of rules. 2 pages.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about the reasonable rules first here.
All right.
So, the first one they had was no smoking anywhere inside. Understandable.
Fair
You
enough.
don't want your stuff to smell like smoke.
Yeah, or burning things or...
Yeah. No illegal substance on the property.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get
I
it.
mean, like, yeah, okay.
I get it.
Right.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Well, people like
it's illegal.
Coke and, well...
Yeah. and lighting off fireworks. No, I don't.
Right. No pets. They don't want you destroying their shit. Understandable. I got that one. I get that one.
Yep. Okay.
No. I like how they had to put this on there. It's kind of a weird. No candle burning. I'm like, okay.
A lot of candle burning happening.
I guess.
There.
Why don't they just say no lighting fireworks inside the house?
Or like we don't like your weird candle smell in our house.
All right.
Like what? Like
okay.
All right.
What?
No candles.
So we could light incense, but not candles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at just like put all the rules they could think of. Like, start putting that in.
Like if you're gonna get specific, then we better get real specific.
Yeah. They said, and then the obvious, like, all garbage must be emptied before leaving. But that's one of those things too, where it's like you don't have to worry about that in a hotel because they do that.
Yeah.
They do that. That's built in.
Yeah.
That's built in.
Right.
But it's not like we're slobs. We're like,
Yeah.
reasonable adults here. We can like.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, we always end up cleaning the place. Like it's like that. You could just have another renter come right in. Like, I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. We left that place immaculate. Like,
Yeah.
It was crazy. Put stuff back where you found it, obviously. Do the dishes before leaving. Okay.
Fair.
Again, that's kind of like another thing where it's like,
Airbnb
all
type
right,
thing. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Fireplace is not to be used, and then in all caps, ever. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
Calm down.
It's like
Calm down.
you have a large creosote buildup. It will burn the house down.
Yeah. So there was those were kind of like the ones that I kind of took note on that were like the reasonable rules. Now here are the questionable rules, Andy. So
Okay.
these were the ones that were really kind of hard for me and you and pretty much everybody else. Like, this is very strange. The first one here. No food or drinks allowed on carpeted areas anywhere in the house.
So no sitting on the couch, watching the news, drinking a cup of coffee, or
No, just to paint a picture, the entire place was carpeted except for the kitchen.
Yeah.
So we were eating every meal and drinking everything in the kitchen. Or we'd go outside. Like, we're like, oh, this is weird. Like, I'm not used to literally drinking my coffee, like sitting at the counter, like, standing.
Yeah.
I'm standing up, like drinking coffee and like.
Yeah, that one was kind of weird. It's like
super weird. Like we'd start walking towards the, like one of the recliners. We're like, oh, there's a barrier here. So I guess I'll just stand here and drink my coffee while I watch everybody in the living room. Like,
I mean, it's like I get not wanting people to spill stuff on your stuff, but like that's just part of it, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So that one was
unless you can make a rule to tell people not to. Like, I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. So another one was no shoes are to be worn in the house. Now, I originally said I was like, you know what? It's kind of like a reasonable kind of rule.
I think it's because of the sand at the beach and stuff like that. I think they didn't want sand getting tracked in the house or something.
This one was the hardest one for me to follow because I always have my shoes on and I'd be like, oh, I guess I'll take my shoe because I didn't realize how much I go in and out of like the house,
right?
And I'm like, oh, I guess I'll take it out. And I'm like, again, the camera factor. I was like, they probably have cameras on me right now, so I guess I'll take off my shoes every time I go in and out of the house. This is awkward. And I forgot my flip flops, so that didn't help matters. So that was great. That was good. And then they said, I like how they put this is kind of weird. Like when they put these rules in here, they said put a rug down outside of the shower while showering, and I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, I mean I do that anyways, but weird. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Isn't that kind of strange to put that write that down?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like explaining every little thing to do. Yeah.
Weird. Bedspreads and pillows are for decoration only. And then in all caps, this entire next sentence is all in caps. Do not use them for sleeping or covering. And I'm like, oh, and that one was a weird one, right? And because like they had a sheet and then they had like the world's thinnest blanket on top. And I was like, oh, I guess we'll just use this.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Like, this is odd. This is weird. So yeah.
I guess it's for, not having to wash.
They don't want to ruin the. I get that part.
But still, it's
the part that I don't get is actually having a blanket that you can use in lieu of having those pillows and blankets that you're not supposed to use.
I think they were stacked up in the closet in my room. The extra blankets.
Oh,
great! Did you need an extra blanket?
Yeah, it's like Dumb and Dumber. Like, you need an extra pair of gloves?
Yeah, we're
like
going
10
through
of
the
them
Rockies.
Yeah.
You've had this pair of extra gloves this whole time?
Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
And then they said, again, another one of these things that's kind of, we would do anyways, but it says, clean grill and griddle after what if you were, who cares if you clean it after, how about you clean it, after 2 uses? What if you're barbecuing in the afternoon and for dinner?
Nope. Every use, Josh.
So weird.
Yeah.
And that
don't let any buildup happen.
That would be outside too. They'd be like, they're like a siren goes like,
yeah.
You're like, are you going inside? Because I didn't see you clean the griddle. I'm like, I'm sorry. Which camera should I be looking at? This is weird. And then while using burn pit outside, where was the burn pit?
It was right in the middle there. It was we just walked right past it. It was kind of in the middle.
Okay. While using burn pit outside, have the garden hose pulled out in case of burning problems. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. I don't know.
Burning problems.
Again, like I get. What are we gonna burn down? It's like in the middle of nowhere, like out in the just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lake right next to it.
There's a lake. Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
Weird.
Just a lot of those things were like we read the rule and we're like not using that. That I just like. I mean, if there's like rules associated with it, I'm like I don't even want to deal with it.
Right. Yeah, the things that we did use were the cover on top of the outside roof,
the little awning things that we put up, and then the cornhole.
Oh yeah, right. And the giant Yahtzee. They had a giant Yahtzee.
Yeah, that was awesome. Giant Yahtzee's fun. Yard Yahtzee, big giant dice.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Awesome.
Just rolling these big giant dice.
Yeah, just take a bucket, and that's awesome. I want to get some of those.
But I think the thing that kind of saved that whole kind of deal was Tambi, who's our kind of like our family friend. Mom has known her for 50 years.
Lived in the house right next to where we were staying.
Yeah. So she was like, she took us boating. She took us boating more than we like. She was like offering to go. She goes, "You guys want to go boating?" We're like, we just went boating. Like, you guys want to go out on the boat again? I was like, dang. I'm like, all right. No. And then she brought snacks. She was cooking dinner for us. Like, she was very awesome. Like as far as
Tambi's awesome.
Now,
and Brad.
Oh, yep, and Brad definitely, and she did do a shout out for Eric.
Yes.
She did a shout out for Eric. Yeah. So it took a second. Like, yeah, I think I have a clip of that. Let's play a clip of that.
Hey, Eric. We're here in Wisconsin, and this is Tambi. And guess what? She is up for what?
I'm up for everything, anything.
Up for whatever. Woo! Hey, Eric. It's Jen, and we're in Wisconsin, and I'm here with Tambi. And guess what? She is up for what?
I'm for everything.
Whatever.
I know what I'm supposed to say.
Hey, Eric. It's Jen, and this is Tambi, and we're in Wisconsin. And guess what? She is up for
whatever.
Woo!
So Tambi finally got it. She finally got it. But
that's awesome. That's so great.
So one of the main reasons that we went out there, as mentioned before, was for Dub's birthday.
Yep.
But yeah, we the other reason we went out there is for Tim and Todd.
Yep.
Kind of like spreading their ashes. That was kind of
yeah.
It was weird. Never done that before.
Yeah, kind of the downer part of the trip, but it was good. It was good to see everybody, get everybody together and do that.
Yeah, they turned it into like a family reunion. So like we had all these, relatives that we haven't seen in I don't know
a long time, man.
2004 or something like that. Something
like
nutty, something crazy.
Two of those cousins were like children the last time I saw them. It's crazy.
Oh, straight up, like complete. Like we're talking, little kids.
Yeah,
like they're all like they might all be taller than us. Like
I know.
oh, hey, this is weird. I remember screwing with you guys on camera, but that ain't happening this time.
Yeah.
even Julia was like way taller. I was like, hey, Julia.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, jeez. Now, speaking of traveling, Andy. Speaking of traveling, because gosh, we just love traveling so much. You know what? I a pet peeve of mine is how when we used to be on those dating sites.
Yeah.
Every single girl love traveling. Huge fan. Love traveling. And I'm like, I hate traveling. I like going to new places.
Yeah.
When I get there. Travel.
Yeah, it's the wording is wrong, right? It's like terrible. I like vacations.
Yeah,
I don't like traveling. I don't like the actual act of getting there and back. But
it's the worst, man. It's the worst. But did you see that lady that I don't know? It's probably a couple weeks ago that had the freak out on the plane.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to.
People were saying she saw a shapeshifter. Yeah. She saw I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, I saw
a video, like Carrot Top was like showing that video, and he was like, this is why I'm late for my flight or something. Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, she got closer and she was pretty much right next to me. She said something about that guy's not real. So I thought, it's a bad domestic fight. Like she brought this guy on a date and he's not real. Like he promised her a weekend and whatever, and it derailed, and we all had to get off because they thought there was something else going on. So we sat off the plane for about 4 hours. The whole new thing about the imaginary person, I think, ended up in the last couple of days or so.
They're like, it's a reptilian shapeshifter. We're like, what? Like, that's kind of far-fetched. They're
like,
crazy. Saying,
it's crazy.
Yeah, the person that looked at her was like, it blinked, but it like blinked sideways instead of like up and down. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I'd be off the plane too, dude. I'd be off the plane too.
But yeah, like people were like saying, yeah, she was at the bar, like drinking and stuff. She was drunk, but that's not as fun as to say that she was, reptilian shapeshifter. So I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. But no, Andy, one thing that we did get to do, we got to try some of that peach Busch Light.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm usually not into that kind of stuff, but I thought it was pretty good. I don't even like peach. Like, I don't like peaches. I don't like peach-flavored stuff. No, I'm not a big peach guy, but those were actually not bad. They're pretty refreshing.
They were good.
Especially on a hot summer day.
Like you said, though, you can't sit there and drink them all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to put down 15 of them. Yeah. I'm going to put down 2 or 3 of them and then switch to something else.
But it's funny because I had to go to Wisconsin to actually try them. They are offered in like 37 states across the country, and Arizona, not one of them. Which, by the way, is very strange because Arizona is definitely one of the biggest party states in the entire country. Like,
and
practically
one of the
give
biggest
away alcohol.
And in the Phoenix area is like one of the biggest cities like in the country.
Yeah,
now.
right.
Like, that's it's crazy.
So weird. But Andy, another thing that you got to try when we were in Wisconsin was the cement mixer from Culver's.
Oh, Culver's.
With a variety of Culver's concrete mixers, every day is a chance to be deliciously different. So we'd like to know, what flavor are you today?
Raspberry mixer, cookie dough, peanut butter cup, strawberry.
Culver's concrete mixers start with fresh frozen custard. It's better than ice cream and blend in your choice of over 30 mix-ins. We'll make your mixer exactly how you want it, as a snack or dessert.
Butterfinger.
No matter what your flavor is, there's only one place to find it. Culver's.
I've never been there before, and I thought it was delicious. I thought the burger was pretty good, pretty standard, pretty good. But yeah, those cement mixers are bomb. They're like like a blizzard.
Right. So now, was it kind of a letdown, or were you expecting something else, or was that just exactly how you're expecting it, or what?
Yeah, that's about right where I thought it was going to be. I think the one I got was a little rich. It was like chocolate, just too much chocolate, but it was really good.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, speaking of new, this isn't. I guess it's a new item, but Snoop Dogg has teamed up with Jack himself, for the new Snoop Dogg Munchie meal at Jack in the Box. Here, let me play a clip.
All right.
Spicy sauced and loaded chicken sando, curly fries, taco, Sprite,
and a baked brownie. You dig?
Does Snoop work here now?
You already know. My Munchie meal, only at Jack in the Box.
$14.
Holy crap!
$14.
Fast food's getting so like ridiculously expensive, and they're like pushing more and more like in a big giant package. Like, get the family bundle, and you're like, Jesus, I don't know, it's crazy.
I'll tell you what, Eric ordered this the other day, and he was backing in
the Snoop thing.
Yeah. Eric ordered the Snoop Dogg box. Of course, right? It's new. Eric has to try it.
Yeah, you got to try something new.
So Eric, here I go. Eric, I'll carry this in. You could finish parking. I grabbed this thing, Andy. It felt like it was like 45 pounds. It was crazy. I was like, dang, dude.
It better weigh 45 pounds for $15.
It was crazy, dude. So yeah, Eric said it's pretty good. I like how it comes with the baked brownie. Of course.
Yeah.
Right? Baked brownie. Yeah.
Baked. I get it.
And it was across the street from the mint.
The dill dispensary right there.
Yeah. Too bad they couldn't partner with them, right? For Snoop Dogg's Munchie meal. And of course it's called a Munchie meal. It's so
right.
So stupid.
Like, buy an ounce
Snoop
of
made
weed.
a fortune.
Buy an ounce of weed and get a free Munchie meal from Jack in the Box across the street.
Boom. For the price of $48, you can have the Munchie meal. And, so one of the stories while we were on vacation last month was the Titan sub.
Yeah, that was crazy, huh?
That went missing. And I just want to say, when that story first came, because I think you showed me, like, did you hear about this? There's like a submarine that's like missing. And I was like, what? But I was like, do you remember? I called it, dude. I called it. I go, it probably imploded. Yeah. I called that sucker. And you know what? It's funny. They later came out and said that. And I was like, well, dude, if you're not communicating
with the top and
something like that,
probably
imploded.
If you didn't lose, I've heard before like they had lose communication, like, here and there, but like it sounded like it was a long time, and it was like,
a couple days, right?
Didn't seem good right at the beginning, It's like, I still can't imagine that. Like, it's such a horrible. It's crazy.
Well, Andy, my question for you is, if you were a billionaire, would you want to go down in an experimental submarine the size of a minivan
Yeah, probably.
Just to see the Titanic that is already like half gone anyways, submerged under mud, and like you can hardly see it. It's like, don't they already have like HD video of this thing? Like,
I mean, I guess it's
this?
just like that's the type of shit you're doing when you got $1 billion. So it's like you everything else has got to start seem boring after a while. You're like, I've had the lake house, I've been in jet boats, and I don't know. I
can think of a million things that I'd rather do.
I guess
myself.
I can understand the mindset of somebody that wants to do it. I don't want to be somewhere like that where I can't get out of. But
so let me get this straight.
I don't even like planes. I don't even like planes.
12,000 feet below the surface, and
not me. But I can understand how some people would.
They said, Andy, that it's as deep as about 9 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other. And I don't know. You listen.
So crazy.
We grew up, at the river.
Yeah.
And even if you take like a mask and you go down like 10, 12 feet, your head starts hurting. So
yeah, you definitely start feeling the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure.
It's
like
that's
just
weight,
dangerous.
Yeah, dude.
It hurt. You have to come back up. You're like, this hurts. So
yeah.
Can you imagine the pressure? What that would be like if you were in something like that? Like, yeah, that's why I originally said, I was like, oh, it probably imploded. Like, think of the pressure that has to like withstand for something like that. It's unbelievable. I can't believe they actually have stuff that goes down that deep. It's wild.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it went down there as many times as it did.
Yeah.
But I guess that was the problem, though, right?
Yeah.
Is that it started structurally getting weaker?
Yeah, they have. Didn't they say, like, what's his name? James Cameron. He's been down there like 33 times or something like that.
Dude,
I'm like, what?
I read a thing like he's been down to the Mariana Trench, which is way deeper. It's like a 12,000, and the Mariana Trench is like 36,000. Josh, so he went like 3 times deeper than that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I can't even think about it. Yeah. So when people are like, I like when people are like, why are they asking James Cameron? Like he's an expert, and I'm like, he's pretty much an expert. He's pretty much an expert.
Yeah, he's like the first one that's been down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. He's been on that Titanic trip like a dozen times or something like that.
He did like a full-on documentary about going down there. So it's like, all right, yeah, he's something that you'd want to talk to as far as going down and exploring the Titanic. I mean, he made a movie about. He made a movie
so good that people like misconstrue real events that actually even happened. They're like. They think Jack and Rose is real, and
right, and we've talked about this before, but there's room on that. There's room on that raft. With that, just saying. Can you imagine Rich Falls going in that sub down to the?
He would be the first person I think that would go down.
Even if someone offered to go for free. How much did it cost? They said it cost like what?
$250,000, something like that.
Yeah, cool. 250.
Cool,
hey, Rich,
cool quarter bill.
What do you think Rich would choose? $250,000 or a chance to go down to see the Titanic in person?
This is just another one of Josh's dumb questions.
Why would you do
that? He would easily take the $250.
Yeah. Speaking of Rich Falls. Of Rich Falls, Andy. I started a new game when we were on vacation.
Oh gosh! Oh no!
Did you like the game that I started?
I like the game. I don't think Rich Falls likes the game for some reason.
Rich did not like the new game, and what we're talking about is the new Rich Falls Shoutout game, and Rich was definitely not a fan of this. So basically, what you do. Like everyone could play.
Everybody can play this at home.
This is so stupid. So basically what I would do is I'd try to get people on TikTok to say Rich's name any way I could. So basically these people on TikTok, they go live, right?
It's like a live streamer, right? Like they're they're live or whatever. And
Right, and so people will answer questions. They'll be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And, hey, they'll just sit there and answer questions. And I'll always start by, Rich Falls would like to know blah, 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 blah. And like some people wouldn't read it. Some people did. And I have a clip of this. And I'd like to play the little montage of this because, well, I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining. So let's play a clip of that.
Shout out to Rich Falls. Oh, fuck. No. Dude, no. Probably not. Do a little one.
Did you ever date a Rich Falls? What is Rich Falls?
Rich Falls wants to know what your favorite sunscreen is. It's this vacation. This is my new favorite sunscreen. Cause look. How fun.
Rich Falls wants to know your favorite dessert. The Josh and Friends podcast. My favorite desserts, probably brownies. I love brownies. And right now I'm on this ice cream, sandwich kick.
The Josh and Friends podcast. What is this? Rich Falls wants to know what my favorite dessert? Oh, that's a tough one. I love dessert. I'd probably say birthday cake remix from Cold Stone is top 10 favorite dessert. Top 5. Even though it goes right through me, I still love it. TMI, guys, I know, I'm sorry.
Rich Falls wants to know your first tattoo. I was 16. I call it the tramp stamp because it's on the lower back, like a lot of girls did back then.
Rich Falls wants to know what my favorite snack is. Pickles, probably.
Rich Falls wants to know what your favorite candy bar is. Either Twix or Snickers.
Rich Falls wants to know what your favorite band is. That's a good question. I like so much different music. I feel like it's hard to choose.
Who is Rich Falls? I don't know who Rich Falls is, but Peach Crown and Jaeger.
Rich Falls wants to know if the Blues Brothers. It's not that I don't like the Blues Brothers, I just don't really listen to it.
Rich Falls, who's that? I am 5'4".
Rich Falls wants a shout out. Here's a shout out to you, Rich Falls.
Okay.
Oh, Rich is gonna hate you.
Yeah. Like I said, whatever people were talking about, I would try to get Rich's name, spouted off. So yeah. Anyway,
he's famous.
Yeah. So there was Rich. Sorry, Rich. Sorry. Just put that out there. So Andy.
Yeah.
I don't think you probably had a chance to see this yet, but did you get a chance to see the new Wham documentary?
I did not. Is it any good?
I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest Wham fan, but I certainly like their second album, the one that is right in back of me here.
Oh, feature.
I mean, that was a huge album.
Yeah.
Make It Big. Had all their hits like, Wake Me Up Before You Go, and Careless Whisper, and Freedom, and, Everything She Wants. Yeah. Those are huge monstrous hits.
Those are all the hits I know from them, I think.
Pretty much. You probably know the Christmas one. Last Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was actually really quick. It was like a really short documentary, and it was very easy to watch. So what they did was they took old clips of them talking, about themselves and, the history of Wham, which is really smart because, George Michael's not around, and Andrew Ridgeley, I don't know if I don't think they had new clips of him, but they had again, old clips of them. And basically it was them talking over footage and pictures and stuff like that. Super well done. And there's a few takeaways that I had from this. They met when they were age 12, which is wild. I was like, wow, they were childhood friends.
Is that is it just two guys in Wham?
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah. So there was Andrew Ridgeley is kind of like the John Oates or the Art Garfunkel of the band.
Okay. Okay.
And he was originally, I guess, the songwriter in the band. He was the leader. But that changed quickly when he figured out, oh, George Michael is a really good singer and has really good songs that he writes. So he eclipsed him pretty
Gotcha.
So, but the entire doc, it was kind of cool because they said that Andrew Ridgeley, his mom, was like one of those, kind of excited moms that like would collect all the memorabilia and stuff like that. And she had this giant scrapbook that she started like back in the early 80s of the band. And they used all these like clippings in the doc from her scrapbook, like from her like original scrapbook. I was like, that's awesome. Pretty cool.
Right.
And they also played the first version of Careless Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
You know that song?
Sure.
The famous.
Yeah.
And they played that first version, and I didn't know it was recorded at, Dad always talks about Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
The Swampers.
Yeah.
Well, he flew to like, I don't know, I can't remember where it is, somewhere in the South. And he recorded it there, and then he came back and he's like, it's not how I imagined this song being. And he fucking redid the whole entire thing. Like reproduced it, recreated the entire thing, and clearly made the right choice by being his own producer, because that changed the entire outlook of that song.
Wow.
Last Christmas, the song that I said that you probably obviously it's one of the most famous.
I remember the video, like them all just like, yes. Then they're like dancing around the snow and shit. Like,
so check this out, Andy. So that is what I want to talk about. So they said during that video, when they're drinking and stuff in that thing,
sure,
they're really drinking, right?
Yeah.
They said that they all got so fucking trashed that they're surprised that they even like got footage of that shit, because it's they're all hammered.
They didn't look too bad. Like, they didn't look too hammered. So, because
they used the footage of them arriving and, like, getting out and, like, hey, everybody. And then at the end, like, woo! They're all drinking wine and shit. Like, fucking nuts. I was like, whoa, I didn't know that. That was pretty funny. And then the funniest part of the doc was when the reporter asked, man, you guys are so huge. You guys must be getting so much fucking ass. God damn. How do you guys deal with all the women that you get? And like, awkward moment of George Michael, like, yeah.
We get all the ass from each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm getting ass all right, but no, they're not gay.
Yeah.
Like, Andrew originally very, very heterosexual.
Yeah.
So he was like, let me take this one over. Yeah, so I'm having a blast.
Yes.
I'm having a blast. This guy over here, still kind of not out yet.
Yeah.
So
he's having a blast though. Don't worry about him.
Yeah. Just more in secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of funny. But yeah, they were like, how do you even deal with all that action you're getting? Man, this must be nuts. It's like, yeah.
It's a fair question, I guess, but yeah, these days.
So one of my favorite stories is Elon Musk is starting to implode. Oh, wait, is that too soon?
I thought you were talking about the Elon and Zuckerberg fight.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. But Elon Musk with Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
He's limiting the number of tweets that you can read, and people are like not having. I mean, I think people are finally had enough. It
seems like ever since he took over Twitter, it's just been ruined. Like it's like, I mean, and maybe that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like,
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But whatever.
I do think it's funny that when he went in and fired like half the staff of Twitter, that these people got hired on by other companies to create Twitter clones.
Yeah,
so I'm like, thank you. That's another thing I called. I was like, well, okay, so he bought that for like $44 billion or something.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, wait, what's going to stop them from going on and creating another Twitter? So like now they just have like all this money.
Isn't there like clauses that you sign like that hey, you can't just leave and go join, you can't just start another company, like that's just like, there's like I feel like I've signed one of those for something stupid before. Like they make people sign those for all kinds of shit. So there must be some way around it or a time frame that you have to not do it.
Do you remember when that happened though? Like, so a lot of these people, they didn't even know. Like, he wouldn't even tell them. You just shut off their access to everything, and they're like, "Do I still work for you? Like, what's going on? Like, what? Can you let me?" And he would like let them know via tweet. And it's like, oh, I guess I don't work for. So like, I don't think he thinks things through like that. So it's so ridiculous. So so Twitter is falling to pieces, but now Zuckerberg, like you were talking about, has created his own version of Twitter, and I like how he uses. It's called Threads, which is a part of Twitter. And he hired some of the guys from, Twitter that got fired. And
makes sense.
This is hilarious. It's one of my favorite things is to watch billionaires, self-destruct.
Oh gosh. You mean implode? Is that his oh God.
Yep, they're imploding, Andy. They're imploding, but yeah.
Oh, that was mean.
So Zuckerberg released Threads, and then they have Blue Sky and Mastodon. Those are coming out. So Elon, if one of these takes off, which, Zuckerberg won the race to get his out the door. So we'll see how that goes, but yikes, man. I'm looking forward to the saga of who's going to win this new platform race, because Twitter is definitely not looking good right now as we speak in July of 2023.
Doesn't look good for it.
No. So Elon's never going to run out of money, but he's trying his best. And I'm here for it. I love it. So, oh God. So I think I mentioned that. Yeah, Elon purchased Twitter for $44 million. You know what's funny, Andy? I was reading this stat that said it would cost around $25 billion to end hunger in America.
Wow.
And he bought Twitter for $44 million.
Billion.
Yeah.
Billion. 44 billion, wasn't it?
The hungry.
Jeez.
I mean, it's not his responsibility, but it is funny that there's like so many billionaires, and and then there's like people starving like all over the place.
They could chip in.
Yeah. I don't know how many billionaires there are. There's a lot. There's a lot now, but I don't know how many billionaires there are. But if they all chipped in a couple billion, we all do a little bit better. Not to be all like
all socialistic and
right. I'm like, it's kind of weird, but listen, like I said.
But God, that's an ungodly amount of money. Yeah, I know.
A billionaire is never going to run out of money. Like,
right? Yeah,
never,
it's
ever,
like
ever.
It's like almost impossible, right? Like,
it's pretty much impossible. Like, I can't even think of. You remember that old movie Brewster's Millions?
You have 30 days in which to spend $30 million.
He inherited it.
If you can do it, you get $300 million. But if you fail, you don't get diddly.
What's wrong? Spike, what's wrong? He can't keep it unless he can spend it and have nothing left but the shirt on his back.
Hey, everybody, anybody want to go to lunch?
Richard Pryor and John Candy.
It's like that old saying, if for money I'd be a millionaire. I'm a millionaire.
Brewster's Millions.
But then he realizes how hard it is to spend $1 million a day or something crazy. So
spend it on that day. You're like trying to buy a house, and they're like, "Oh, we'll sign the paperwork tomorrow," and you're like, "I need it today."
Yeah, it was something crazy. I can't remember the premise, but it was something wild like that. And you're like, okay. Yeah, and then he's like, and then there's stipulations. You couldn't just donate it all.
Yeah, you could just give it away. Yeah,
yeah, you could donate some, I think, but you couldn't donate it all. And so, there was rules that you had, but
sure,
again, that kind of like just shows you how hard it is to spend a lot of money. You got to really like what do you do? Like buying a yacht every day? Like what are you gonna do? Like I don't know. And then when it ends, like then what do you do? Then I don't know. Listen, it would be a nice situation to be in. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. Anyway, so Andy, are there any? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Like anything else? Anything else going on?
Not really, dude.
I know you need a new beer, so we might just end it here and get, oh yeah, you're in beer mode, right? You need a new beer. So, all right. Well, Andy, the next time I see you, it's probably going to be for the draft.
Oh,
right?
Yep. Already got my plane ticket.
I'm super excited for that. It's going to be an awesome time. I've been prepping so much for that thing. It's like ridiculous.
Oh gosh.
Listen, I'm embarrassed to say how much I've been prepping for this thing.
Oh gosh.
So it's going to be a blast. I'm super excited for it. Thanks again for coming on.
Yep.
And
anytime.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you coming up.
All right. Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Oh yes. Subscribe, like, follow, share with your friends, or not, or whatever. Do what you want to do. But I'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. So, all right. For Andy Matlock, I'm Josh, and as always, thank you for being a friend.